Hey everyone, it's the Photo Techie. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I am sharing my thoughts on portable monitors for next-gen console. So I'm comparing a 15.6-inch versus the 17.3. Should you even consider purchasing one? Are they worth it? Let's find out. So just a disclaimer guys, this is not a comparison between two different brands. I'm just comparing the sizes. You find them under many different brand names. So the 15.6-inch one I have is done by Prechen. Nowadays you can find like Arzopa, UPerfect on Amazon, so they come under many different names. The 17.3-inch one, that's a little bit of a known brand, G-Story. I used to see their monitors a lot on Amazon, but at the moment it's very difficult to find one. I got mine used on eBay, so I got lucky there. But there are other options available. At the moment, the 17.3 in option on Amazon is Nexigo. That can do 144 hertz. By the way, yeah, both of these are capable of 144 hertz. So with that ability, you can actually play at 120 frames on next-gen consoles. So that's a plus. It's not like some of the monitors you find 144 hertz, but then the HDMI port is not capable of doing 144 hertz because they are 2K or something like that. Both of these are 1080p, so the 144 hertz work on both of these. And 120 frames from PlayStation 5 and Xbox absolutely works perfectly. The only difference between them is the 15.6-inch one is very easy to drive in terms of power consumption. So you can actually plug it directly, the USB part of it, into the console and have enough power, enough juice out of the USB port to run it. So I think it needs like 8 or 9 watts and it works perfectly. The 17.3-inch is a little bit different. You can't just plug it in. There's not enough, unless you want to play a really low brightness, then you can get some sort of game time out of it, but then still it's just not a good experience because it will cut in and out. So for the 17.3, you do need like 18 watts. So anything like a 3 amp USB charger, so the Apple USB-C 18 watt one actually works perfectly. Usually they will come with a desired the power supply or whatever with it, because I bought used, so I had to search a little bit to get one. So that was a little bit of a difference that I found, that it's a bit more portable with 15.6. You can just take the console and the monitor and just those two cables and it will work. With the 17.3, you need to actually make sure you have a power supply as well. Now when it comes to viewing, I got so used to of the 15.6-inch, the smaller one. I played the whole time I was on Vanguard. I actually played on this particular monitor, the Prechen one. And I never found that it was okay, because I don't usually go very wide field of view anyway. So I play around 90 FOV on Call of Duty, and it was okay. But it was only until I got onto the PlayStation 5 and I got this 17.3-inch G-Story that I felt the difference, and now the other one looks much more smaller to me. So there is that, but if you're playing single player games, I think the 15.6, because most of the laptops are that size, and gaming laptops, like high-end gaming laptops, are that size. So it's actually a good size. It's not that it's going to deter you or anything like that. It's actually playable. But it's just like, if I have to choose one now, I would actually be choosing the 17.3 instead of the 15.6. Now the problem is, we have a lot of 15.6-inch 144 hertz monitors available on Amazon now, even on eBay. And the 17.3, if we look at that, we only have like a Nexigo, which is expensive, like it's over 300 pounds, where you can get a 15.6-inch one. You can get for like 180, like Arzopa. I was looking at the recent one, and then on eBay you have iYoYo or something like that. They're quite cheap. I think they're the same monitor, because when you look at the HDMI ports and everything, it's exactly like this. So you can easily find one on the 15.6-inch side, but on 17.3 we are a little bit limited. I did, however, notice on Amazon.com there are, like the US version, they have a lot more options. UPerfect has one, Neo2, something like that, has one. So they, that's and they do shipping to UK with import fees, deposit, and other options. So that's something there as well. But this is the question: should you basically get a 15.6-inch for 144 hertz capability, like 120 frames, or get a 17.3 with 60 frames capability? Now, the difference between 60 and 120 for me, especially on the next gen consoles, yeah, there is a difference. I would definitely say that it's what my experience has been, it's fast target acquisition. It's a little bit better on 120 frames, feels a bit more smoother. But in all honesty, if I be completely honest, playing at 60 as well, once you get adjusted to it, it's not that bad. I don't feel like it's something that is giving me like a big edge in gaming slightly, like, especially if you're using bolt action rifles or whatever. But if you're just using normal guns, I didn't feel, especially, we have the option for motion blur. So if you're playing at 60 and you find that to be very jaggedy, or you find that jitter a bit annoying, you can actually turn motion blur, and that only kicks in when you're doing fast pans. It's just like in a movie, you have motion blur, different frame rates, and Call of Duty allows you that. So if it comes to it, so let's say if I had the option of 15.6 inch with 120 frames on next gen, or 17.3 inch but 2K at 60 frames, personally I would actually choose the 2K 60 frames, because I did notice something. The image is a lot sharper on these, especially in Call of Duty at 60 than 120, especially when I was doing platinum challenges. I actually remember turning 120 off in tier 1 and going with 60 to just see the faraway objects a bit more clearly. So personally speaking, if I was in the predicament of picking one, I would see that I'll get the 17.3, even if I can get for 60 frames, 120. It's something. If I can get one, then yeah. If you have the money, then that's good. But then the 17.3 for 144 hertz is expensive. Like Nexigo is over £300, and the Asus one, the XGP 17 or something it's called, is like over 500 because it has a battery built into it, like 3-hour battery life or whatever. So personally, I would say for me it would be the 17.3 inch monitor. 15.6, yeah, it's good, but after playing on the 17.3, I would strongly recommend, if you can get up to that size, then definitely that size. If money is a problem, then strongly consider getting the 60 frames options, like 60 hertz option on a 17.3 instead of getting 144 on a 15.6. But yeah, so if you have any questions, any other questions, leave them down in the comment. I do my best to reply every comment I get. And yeah, I have, like I said, I have a lot of experience with these portable monitors, and for the most part, they've been absolutely fine. I haven't had any issues. And the power supply was one initially when I got the used G-Story. And in terms of features, they are very bare bones. So, this is just, I'm just comparing the sizes just to give you some information on what it felt like playing on different sizes. If I left anything out, yeah, please do leave me a comment, and I'll reply to you. And yeah, next I will hopefully be able to get different sort of like screens. I'm thinking of actually getting like a proper 120 frames 2K monitor and sort of compare what it's going to be like to get like a proper like 27-inch 2K against like the portable ones. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching this one, and hopefully I catch you in the next video. Bye.